That stood in democracy, there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. 4 minutes gone past the 5 o'clock hour. Welcome to the Big Hard Facts. Today we move to Ogoni land. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Ogoni land, and you must be then familiar with the name Ken Saro-Wiwa, a man who led the struggle for the emancipation of the Ogoni people, especially those who have been wrapped up in the whole drama of oil spills and their means of livelihood being destroyed, and the environmental damage and degradation that's taken over the Ogoni area, the Ogoni kingdom, if you'd prefer, is a front burner issue today. And several people have continued to champion this conversation. For a second there, the cleanup program had been a front burner issue, but most recently, the some sort of revival of oil exploration in Ogoni has been met with several kinds of reactions, one of which I'm going to play to you right now before I introduce my guest. I haven't seen him in a whole year, so it would be good for me to say Happy New Year to him before we start. But first and foremost, something happened in Ogoni land recently. Don't forget that Ogoni leaders paid a courtesy visit to Mr. President in Aso Rock, led by the governor of River State, Sim Fubara. After that meeting, there was a report that University of Ogoni had been approved for Ogoni land. But then the bigger question is that what the people of Ogoni need at this moment? But then a meeting was supposedly held in River State in Ogoni land, and this is what transpired. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. A meeting that turned chaotic. Take a closer look at what the people have on their placards. We might not hear what the man is saying because he's saying it in Ogoni, but you can tell from the video that something must have happened.
No, my son, and no, we hold down the vehicle of the peer officials, both government and otherwise, because the protest was so heavy. Kobasu, $30 million. Pia Besu, Basunua, instantly. Amen. So those are the reality. Oh, Yagi, God bless you.
For a minute there, I have some nostalgia. You know, I've missed River State, but that language there just reminded me of some of my Ogoni friends. Celestine Akpobari is a very good friend of Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt, and now Lagos. He's joining us via Zoom. He's a strong Ogoni proponent. He has continuously supported the Ogoni battle against, oil spills and the destruction and the degradation of the environment. Celestine Akpobari is an Ogoni Born Human environmental rights defender, and he's joining us on the show. So good to have you join us, Mr. Akpobari, and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, Maryann. Happy New Year to you. Long time.
Yes, apparently. What we saw in that video, now I don't speak Ogoni clearly, but I know a few words. What exactly was the young man trying to describe in that video? And we could see chaos. It looked like there was a government meeting. And then all of a sudden, the government meeting just went, it went sideways. What happened? What transpired?
Well, I wasn't there, but from what the young man is saying, he said that there was an Ogoni National Congress. The committee that the federal government set up to do a dialogue with the people. Like they were briefing the people for the first time. And according to the young man, he said the meeting did not end well, that people were running helter-skelter, and that this oil matter, it will take a very long time for it to be resolved. I think that was just the summary that, because during the days of cancer over, we used to say that of all the oil they took from Ogoni, that about $30 billion is meant for Ogoni people as rent and royalty that was not given to the Ogoni. So he made reference to that the issue of $30 billion is still very strong. And recently we were hearing that $300 million was given to the former governor, the FCT minister, for Ogoni development. And that issue is also on the front burner. I think that's what the young man was referring to.
So I also got photos from that event. We could see media men and some of the placards that were raised. I'm hoping that we can put that up on our live stream. I can see one here saying, Lido Mwite failed us. A loss of, the Lido Mwite committee. I can see leave alone, or maybe left us alone, or something like that.
Leave Ogoni alone.
Leave Ogoni alone. For the benefit of those who, because there are a lot of Lagosians who are listening and people from all over the world who are listening, who exactly is Lido Mwite, and what exactly was that committee supposed to do in the Ogoni struggle?
Well, Lido Mwite is the former president of Movement for the Survival of Ogoni People. He was the deputy to Ken Sarwoa. He took trial with Ken. He was the only man set free by the Kangaroo Military Tribunal. So presently he is on the board of NMPCL. So he virtually is the man behind the scene because being a member of that board, nobody knows the agreement he entered into before he was appointed, but he is the key man in the oil resumption business, and he was there, and maybe that's why people, are talking about his name or whatever. But I think I wasn't there. I don't know, but because he's on the NMPCA board, and the NMPCA is the agency driving this whole resumption thing, and then all hands are pointing at him.
Let's talk about quickly before we come back to the Lido Mwite issue, because of course what they say about smoke and fire. Let's look at the cleanup. We're hearing that this cleanup might take 30 years, at least 25 to 30 years. But then there's also that confusion or that finger pointing where people are saying, oh, there are people in Ogoni land that can be part of this cleanup and we're being left out. And there are those who are saying, why don't you allow for the cleanup to be done without Ogoni people getting involved? Maybe it will fast track the process. Now, you obviously, like I always say, has been on this Ogoni struggle for as long as I can remember. What exactly is delaying the cleanup? Is it going on as planned? Do you think it would be faster if you have an independent cleanup instead of high prep? Because it looks like high prep has too many fingers or too many hands in it. What exactly is the situation with high prep?
Well, too many factors are responsible for the slow pace of that work. One, that magnitude of cleanup had never happened before. So it's like people were, doing taking a baby step, leading the process. The report was submitted on 4th of August 2011. And the launch happened in 2016. The project coordination office was opened in 2017, and the cleanup actually started in 2019. So during this time, you don't expect the pollution to be the same as it were in 2011 because our land is permeable and the pollution has percolated down. So they have to train people, they have to do soil tests to know exactly where the pollution is before they commence the treatment, you know. People were even trained abroad, so it took quite some time. But the main reason why there was a slow pace is the constant changes of environment minister under the Buhari administration. I saw that Fashola was a minister till the end of that administration. Rotimi Amechi was also a minister till he resigned to contest election. So they did not quite change other minister, but the Ministry of Environment, you have Anamina Mohammed, you have Jibril Ibrahim, the Emir of Nasarawa now, you have Suleiman, you have Mahmoud Abubakar, you have Susan, you have Abdullahi. That is 6, and this one has 7 ministers. So, you know, and that IPREP is directly under the supervision of Ministry of Environment. It's a project, not an agency. So every new minister that comes will want to roll back to understand what he's doing. Most of them will roll back completely what the predecessor did, and that did not help the matter at all. Most of them actually removed the project coordinators. They don't want, like when Sharon came, she didn't want the project coordinator, the acting coordinator, Phyllis Okolo, that was there. She wanted a new coordinator. He brought them. Abdullahi came, he removed that project coordinator and brought the current project coordinator that is doing very well. So you don't expect things to be normal in that kind of scenario. Secondly, I don't expect that IPREP job should be given to people who are not professionals. You know, people that are in government want to take all contracts possible and now look for professionals to do it. So they take their own money and give to professionals. By the time it gets to the professional, the experts, there is not much money. So they will cut corners, they will delay, that kind of thing. And in few exceptional cases, there were community crises over ownership of the lot that will be cleaned. So this whole thing were the problem. The changes, constant changes of the project coordinator that is the driver, the minister, you know, these are not small things. So, yeah, but so that was it. But money has never been the problem. For the first time in our history as a country, money has never been the problem of that cleanup. Unfortunately, the government of Nigeria is yet to contribute 1 kobo to the cleanup anyway.
That's another issue. That's another issue to discuss. But so you're saying that there's a little bit of corruption, there's a little bit of I want my own person, a little bit of politicization, and then of course the community crises are over whose plot should be cleaned or who has the plot or who owns the plot. That aside, with the president, this administration coming out to calling a meeting of course, Ogoni leaders and trying to obviously touch base with them as to how to deal with the situation. And then boom, they're telling you that they want to resume all exploration. How did you, as one of the people who are an environmental activist in that area, and all the people who obviously are advocating for a faster cleanup process, how did you take that? And is this the right time to start oil exploration again in Ogoni land?
Yeah, I feel really insulted that a President Tinubu that knows much about the Ogoni struggle, we just want to rub pepper in the bleeding wound. Because he knows much about our struggle. He knows that people died. Over 2,000 persons were murdered in cold blood in Ogoni for committing no offense. He's aware houses were burnt. People, there was a particular woman from Bowe community. They brought out the woman, brought the 2 sons and the husband, and executed them before the wife. So just tell me, have you not killed that woman 100 times? And a lot of things happen. And people that committed that offense, Obi Omai, Elder Musa Kombo, and others are walking freely on the street of Nigeria. These guys should be charged for committing genocide in Ogoni. So we want a review of all this trial. And Tinubu just feel that oil, like Abacha did, was greater than blood. I mean, that is not what he has simply said. He's dancing on the grave of Ken Saro-Wiwa and all those that died in Ogoni. One would have expected that you should respect them. At least they were comrades in struggle together. If he himself did not run away, they would have killed him. So, I mean, just come and say, oil. Every time, oil. You remember Ogoni, when there is oil. When this country returned to full-blown democracy in 1999, you are aware that only 2 issues were plaguing Nigeria. The June 12 and the Ogoni issue. The June 12 have been settled, completely settled. In fact, in that 1999, all the candidates in that election, in all political parties, were Yoruba people. Tunji Priwe, Olufalaye, they went to the prison to bring Obasanjo to contest, and he won. So, this whole thing, the last administration gave the highest honor in the land to NK Abiola, the candidate in that election. You can refer to him as a former president. And that one has been finally settled. But the Ogoni matter has never been settled at all. The issue of political marginalization is there. That Ogoni is a majority in Rivers State, and no one has been governor. No Ogoni has been deputy. No Ogoni has been speaker. No Ogoni has been chief judge. In a state that they are in the majority, one manner of conspiracy and marginalization is that. So these are all issues that will be settled. The issue of the environmental thing, the government, like I said, yet to bring one cover. And again, this cleanup will take 30 years, according to UNEP report. And they have just started. They're about 7 years into it, or less than that, and you want to just open the oil well again. They do not show any respect to that. It means that you don't even know what you are doing, because you cannot turn on the tap and mop the floor at the same time. The person without head that will do that. You don't turn on the tap. Do
you think, again, maybe I'm not holding brief for Mr. President, but do you think that maybe the people who are advising the president, again, because don't forget, you have Elina Mwite, who's also, in the oil and gas sector, that should know better. The president met with Ogoni leaders. Do you think that maybe there was some assumption or some people that must have led the president to think that this was a good time to start oil exploration again in Ogoni, even if the president had no idea whatsoever?
Well, I've heard Mr. President said severally, and his people, that they are going to ramp up oil production to 2 million barrels, 3 million barrels. They have been boasting about that. So Ogoni is just one of the corners that will come and take oil. They forget that there is blood in the oil in Ogoni. There is blood in it. Heavy blood, costly blood, that you have to remove the blood first. And so they are blinded by all that. And the Ogoni struggle is a spiritual struggle. I don't know whether these people don't understand. And you must solve these problems. You must solve them. These problems must be solved. This whitewash that they are doing is like putting a white plaster on a bleeding wound. The blood will show. It will not last. So no matter what they do, they are paying money to people. They are constituting social media team, everybody to come and talk against those of us that are saying the right things will be done. But only time will tell. Only truth will stand. It the test of time. If the president, he has a scar at his back because of this struggle. He's a comrade. Ribadu, Ribadu is a comrade. They know about it. They know about the struggle. They know how it matters. You cannot just remember Ogoni when you are talking about oil. And you hate Ogoni. If you like me, you like my dog. You cannot just hate Ogoni and like Ogoni oil. I mean, that is hypocrisy of the highest order. And the blood is flowing through our veins. They cannot buy everybody in Ogoni. If they think that they are bought people, it's a lie. There are some people who believe that the right thing must be done. You must review that kangaroo trial and exonerate Ken Saro-Wiwa and all those that died with him. There was an artwork that the Human Rights Committee in the UK donated in the name of Ken Saro-Wiwa. We call it Ken Saro-Wiwa Memorial Boss. It came into the country in 2015 in Lagos. It was confiscated by the custom. That memorial artwork does not have an engine. It does not have tire. It is built like a bus. It was seized. I did a petition to the National Assembly then, and came Bonta Committee. And in a plenary, I said, the House as a whole, after 1 year hearing, they gave the recommendation that bus should be released unconditionally to the people. Because they refused to release the bus and went to court in April 2017. I went to the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos. And on 20th April 2023, I got judgment by Judge Aluko. Mm-hmm. Until today, the Tinubu government has not released that artwork because it belongs to Cancer. What manner of hatred is that? And they think that they can just...
So you believe that the government of the day has some sort of hatred for Kensariwa and the Ogoni people? Why do you think that?
Yes, they hate them. They hate Kensariwa, they hate Ogoni. Why I'm saying that is because you want to take oil now, you just quickly go and sign a bill that was passed in 2021. What happened from 2021 to now? Because you want to take oil. If they gave us the university, it's a good thing. Nobody.
But is that what you need right now? What? I mean, are you going to go to the university for free? Would you not pay fees to go to the university?
You will pay. You will pay. But what I'm saying is that if you cite the university, it will bring some measure of development. It will boost local economy of that area. People will rent houses. People will buy things. But what I'm saying is that when you give that university because you are looking for something, it is an insult. It means that you are insensitive to the plight of the people. Okay. The university is not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. Oyedeko has two. Bishop Oyedeko has two. Landmark and Covenant. So don't think that you are doing any person any good. But what my pain is it's a big insult that because you are looking for something, you just bring that. You say the road that has been in bad shape since I was born is now that you want to do one lane.
Let's take a quick break. Mr. Akpobari, let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk more about this university and this so-called bribe that the presidency is giving to Ogoni people. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
There are so many distractions taking away the attention of my family, from phone screens to work screens and others. But when my family hears this, when I cook with Devon Kings, we all come together to bond, taking away all distractions. Hey, no phones at my table, please. Oh yeah, let's eat. Cook up unbreakable buns with Devon King's range of cooking oil, margarine, spread, and seasoning. Great for bonding moments. Devon King's, taste that binds. Available across stores nationwide.
Attention travelers, pack your bags. ValueJet now flies from Lagos to Owerri and Owerri to Lagos twice a week. Enjoy a great mix of modern convenience, affordable fares, and hassle-free travel on every flight. Whatever your reason for travel, ValueJet gets you there in style and comfort. To book your flights, visit our website at www.flyvaluejet.com or download our mobile app on Google Play Store or App Store.
ValueJet, wings for everyone.
When you wake up on the wrong side of your bed, you wake up with a bad mood. It could affect your car. Before you know it, when you sleep on the wrong mattress, you'd always wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Sleep good and start your day right with Vitafoam's range of great quality mattresses and furniture. Visit www.vitafoamng.com or any of our authorized distributors nationwide. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma'am. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help fuel your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. Your game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's the game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, the game changer.
Well, let someone shout hallelujah.
Something extraordinary is about to happen. Get ready for the Light of Lagos Crusade 2025. Happening live on Saturday, 22nd February 2025. Venue, Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. At 8 a.m., the program begins with the prayer conference, feast of worship, and atmosphere of pure praise at 2 p.m. Crusade at 4:30 p.m. Ministering, Pastor Paul Eneche, Pastor Isaac Oyedepo, Pastor Michael Oropo, Pastor Kalu Ndukwe, Pastor J.T. Kalejaye, Pastor J.F. Odeshola, Pastor Yemi Davids, Bishop STV Adenite, and of course our Father in the Lord, Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Music ministration by Chioma Jesus, Nathaniel Barsi, Messi Chimo, Dusi Oyekon, and Kunle Ajayi. Free buses at major bus stops across Lagos from 11 a.m. It is time to light up Lagos with the glory of God. See you there.
Well, let someone shout hallelujah.
Life can sometimes feel like a marathon, but one thing's for sure, running with friends feels better than running alone. So don't just run them with your Paddy of Life, Aquafina Premium Drinking Water.
Your Paddy of Life.
The 15th of February marks the 10th edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, and Aquafina has been the loyal Paddy for 10 years, refreshing and hydrating runners every step of the way. There's no better time than now to run the Lagos City Marathon with Aquafina, your Paddy of Life.
I'm in love, Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stir? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand up pouch.
So much in love.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
This is the Big Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Maryann Okon. I still have Celestine Akpobari here with us in the studio via Zoom. And we're talking about the Ogoni struggle, the UNEP reports, the high prep and the cleanup. We're talking about Mr. President's gifts to the Ogoni people of a new Ogoni University. And of course, the most shocking, which is the resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land. Now, this obviously was not met with happiness and applause because the people are saying we're in the middle of a cleanup. Why would you think it's a great idea to start exploration while we're still trying to get around with the cleanup? But then, my guest doesn't seem to be very happy about it. But again, I asked that question, Mr. Akpobari. The people who are supposedly representing Ogoni at the National Assembly, whether it be at the Green Chamber or the Red Chamber, what are their thoughts on this issue of resumption of oil exploration in the middle of a cleanup? Why are they not asking for example, I know about the Ogoni situation. I've been there. I have friends from Gokana. I have friends from Kana. I have been to places where fishermen used to fish but no longer are able to fish. Farmers who used to farm but are no longer able to farm. Why are the people who are representing Ogoni at the National Assembly, and maybe the people who represent Rivers in the EXCO, e.g., former governor of Rivers State, not asking for some sort of aid for the people who, and I'm not asking for handouts, I'm talking about how these people can get their means of livelihood back or something else to be done for them while the cleanup is ongoing, as opposed to a university. And that's why I asked you, sir, is a university the solution to your problems? But you said that, well, it might bring some business. Is that enough to deal with the problems that Ogoni people are faced with?
It is not enough to open the oil wells at all. In fact, it is an insult to think that way. It is an insult to think that way. Talking about our people at the National Assembly and those in government. They are politicians. They are thinking about the next election and not the next generation. They are not leaders. They are politicians that are in government. They are not activists. They are not pastors. And they are part of the government. So if it's the government policy, they want to take point.
But what is a government if it's not representative of the people? I mean, I don't understand. They don't have to be activists to understand. Okay, who votes for them?
Well, you know that the elections in this country are usually rigged. So once they get there, they say, it's my money, it's my gun. So it's nobody. You are Nigerians who have voted for anybody, have vote counted in this country. You know that. So they don't owe the people anything anyway. They don't owe the people anything. But like I said, it's a government policy. You will be seen as anti-government if you are singing a different tone. But I think that Mr. President is a more comrade. He's an activist. I know for years. You can't take it away from him. I have expected him to do the right thing. You don't put the cat before the horse, for God's sake. People died for God's sake. People died. More than 17 communities were sacked. People were burnt in their houses. People were caught on this. Man. People were caught. You see buses going to Port Harcourt, they will stop the buses and ask all the women to enter and take away all the young men and call them cancer who are soldiers and go and kill. A lot of things happen, man. And you don't just sweep this under the carpet. People should be compensated, those that were murdered. A lot of things need to happen. There need to be an apology. So a lot of things need to happen. It's not this tokenism.
Where do you think the federal government needs to start from in the interim? Because, I mean, like you said, a lot of things, but then government has to take it in its stride. What, as Celestine Akpobari, and for someone who's continuously pushed for the struggle of the Ogoni people, where do you think the government needs to start? Now that you think that what has been done is a slap on the face of Ogoni people and what Kent Ariwa stood for, what needs to happen now for the people of Ogoni to see some sort of breakthrough? And again, I want to ask, what are the Ogoni people themselves doing? If you have told me, sir, that your leaders don't care about you, why are they there?
Well, you know that our politics are not matured to the extent of people recalling the legislators. Even when they start, the process will not take light of it. Yeah, no, who has ever recalled a legislator in this country? Even if the people try to do that, it will not work, because we are not practicing real democracy.
Wow.
So, but that being said, the starting point, the government needs to go and look at why the Obasanjo effort failed. Obasanjo employed the son of Ken Saro-Wiwa, the late Ken Jr., as a special advisor, thinking that will be the key. That did not work. He totally employed the sons of other Ogoni chiefs as commissioners. Commissioner of Finance, it didn't work. He said to the Matthew Puka committee, it did not work. So you need to look at the reasons why those efforts did not work. 1, 2, pick a copy of the Ogoni Bill of Rights and look at the legitimate demands of Ogoni people in that bill. These are demands that are not new. These are demands that other ethnic nationalities that do not even have oil are enjoying in abundance. So they need to look at all that. Then you need to talk about reviewing the kangaroo military tribunal judgment that sentenced Kesero and others to death. These men were given 30 days right of appeal. It was not up to 10 days, and they were marched to the gallows and executed. So something went wrong there. We need to do a review of that. Over 2,000 innocent people were killed in cold blood. Something went wrong there. I'm not sure that those people were praying for Nigeria when they were dying. So we need to look at all these things, do a review of that. People like Dauda Musa Komo, people like Kuntumo Obiumai cannot be walking freely on the street of Nigeria. They should be tried for genocide in Ogoni. This thing needs to be looked at. The issue of political marginalization that I told you, they must be intentional about it. Because the government in 1999 was intentional about having to assuage the feelings of the Yoruba people and decided that in all political parties, they must feed the Yoruba candidate. You have Olufalaye, you have Tunji Brewe, you have even Gani, they have to go to prison to pick one, Obasanjo to be, and he became president, just to settle that matter.
Yeah, but the Ogoni situation is a Rivers problem. The federal government cannot wade into that. So the Rivers people and their leaders need to sit together and decide that it's time for the Ogoni people to run. But that's not the federal government's problem, is it?
No, excuse me. One of the demands of our people was political autonomy, not to be an independent. If you look at the document of the Bill of Rights, you hear about political autonomy. The political autonomy does not mean that Nigeria needs, that Ogoni needs an independent. No, that we need a state, if at best, or any name you can call it. It's a situation where an Ogoni person will be governor, an Ogoni become deputy governor, an Ogoni is a speaker, and Ogoni is a chief judge. Ogoni managing themselves.
So you're advocating that you be cut out of River State, and that means LMA is coming and all the other areas.
Anything that we do that will build our confidence in this country. Because don't tell me, you have been to Ogoni, you have been in River State. Ogoni is bigger than every other ethnic nationality in this state. We might be minority in Nigeria, but we are not minority in River State. What manner of conspiracy that will make an Ogoni not to be governor, not to be deputy, not to be speaker, not to be chief judge since the creation of River State? What kind of conspiracy and marginalization is that?
Again, I'm not holding brief for the people who have been governors in your state, but is it not a game of numbers? If the Ogonis are in majority, how come Ogoni people are not pushing their numbers and fielding their candidates so that they can get into that power that you crave so much? How come?
Maryann, you are not dropping from the moon. You live in Nigeria. Votes don't count. You know that. Votes don't count. Politics is by arrangement. So if the federal government are serious about this matter, it will be settled. It was settled in 1999 when all the party fielded Yoruba people.
Okay.
Just so I told you that when this country returned to democracy in 1999, only two issues were plaguing this country. Now I told you to have an Ogoni issue.
Yes.
What have been done to you cannot only remember Ogoni when you want to take oil.
Okay. Let's open up the phone lines. I know a lot of people are itching to be part of this conversation. If you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, and this is the home stretch, of course, on the Big Hard Facts today. We're looking at the Ogoni struggle, the presidency's announcement of the recommencement of oil drilling in Ogoni land amidst the cleanup and the mess that has been made by IOCs in Ogoni land. Of course, and several other issues that we've been discussing. Celestine Akpobari here with me. Join the conversation. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We'd like for you to join the conversation. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, you can post your comments on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. But on WhatsApp, you can text us on 08095975805 on WhatsApp. That's 08095975805 on X. Use the hashtag Hard Facts. So the phone lines are open 0201 465 7190. That's 0201 465 7190. You got 60 seconds. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name?
It's Jonathan.
Jonathan. Oh dear, Jonathan, we lost your connection. Do call us back. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Maria.
Good evening.
It's Pastor Ladipo.
Go ahead, Pastor
Ladipo. From Morilegum.
Yes.
You see, what the man there is just absolute truth. You don't come to people only because you want to take things from them. There is a way Nigerian politicians behave. They are behaving like Robin Hood. That is how they behave. Okay, now that they want to do another exploration there, how many universities, the existing university we even have they taken care of them? Now you have created another one just because you want to appease some people in Ogoni, and people are praising it. Let's do the right thing. For me, you ask the man one question, he has not answered you clearly. And that question is this: which way forward? What beyond this university and other things, which way forward? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ladipo, for calling. And just to add to Pastor Ladipo's question, Mr. Akpobari, do you think that with what you're seeing from the Tinubu administration, that they will be able to deal with this Ogoni situation, or at least address some of these issues head on? Do you see, I mean, I hate to use the word, but with the body language of the government, do you think that they're capable or willing to deal with the issues that you have placed before us today?
Well, what I can say is that the government is not sincere about what is happening in Ogoni. In their thinking, they have concluded consultation with Ogoni people. So what they invited our people to Abuja for that day was endorsement. But unfortunately for them, on the Monday, before the Tuesday meeting, some civil society organizations met in Port Harcourt, and we spoke. And those news items went on national television, and they got to know, they are the government, they got to know that all was not well, that the consultation was not, and the president asked them, go back home to go and consult with their people. So I think that is the committee, that's what the committee they are trying to do, that led to the first Congress last Saturday. So if they want to deal with this matter, they must remove oil from their mind and deal with the matter as it is. But when you have something behind your mind, when you are behaving like Robin Hood, like you said, the Oyibo people came here, they gave us Bible and took away our land and our property and took away everything from us. That is what is happening. You think that you can just give the people tokens in universities, our do road. These are roads that other nationalities in this country that do not have oil have 1,000 kilometers. In fact, they have to build a way to Niger Republic in this country. What are you talking about? Look at what oil well that's in Abuja do not have one oil well. It's an insult to our people that have all these things. Say, okay, let me build 2 kilometers of road and take your oil. Is that not an insult? Solve the problems.
All right, let's take some more calls. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, Jonathan is my name, Maryann.
Jonathan, go ahead, please.
I joined in when your guest was talking about Ogoni being a popular state, a community, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me disagree with him. Ken Sariwa put that community on the map of Nigeria and the map of the whole world. After that man was killed, don't you want to tell me that nobody has come out from that community that will take it to the next level? And also politics, just like you told him. The game of number and the game of being relevant. I want to tell him, I want to urge him now, if they don't have a person in that community, they should start grooming somebody now, to get to that level. And that is how they are going to be relevant. If you are saying vote don't count in Nigeria, then you are not ready. You need to play the way it's done. You want to be relevant. The likes of Umayi, of Fabio, all of them, they play their game. That's why they are relevant today.
Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Mary, and good evening.
Good evening.
No, sir, I want to ask you, sir. That Ogoni land, they want to clean during Buhari time, have they cleaned it?
The cleanup is still ongoing. The process is going to take at least 25 to 30 years.
Praise God. Again, sir, whatever they say they want to do in Ogoni, it's unless they have dug the foundations. If you're not going to put in a hand, so we'll go back, go collect money. That's
sorry about that. We lost that connection there. Hello.
Yeah, Maryann, good evening. This is Chris.
Chris, go ahead. Turn off your radio, please.
Quick one. Why the rush about the building the university now? 2019, Buhari was there. Even the vice president was there.
He mentioned how they give news some week, how many 100 millions. With all the brag, I reform rivers, I did this. How come he did not do all this in river? Amechi himself go and build university or whatever in Katsina. All of them are not from River State. Now they are quick, NMPCL. What happened to our NMPC? Now NMPCL is the one in charge of our crude. You want to quit to go and drill. That university will not see the bill. They will just deceive you guys. Think they were doing something. No way. Finish the cleanup first before you talk about drilling oil. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling, Chris. Hello. Turn off your radio.
Hello.
Yes.
This is Modobolu.
Go ahead.
Yes, that is where I grew up. I grew up in Ogoni land. Yeah? And these people are minority. So we cannot blame them for that. There are not many. That is number one. And again, now building a university. I know
Did you say there are not many?
They will deceive them. That's number one. And they are obas them, they king them. I know they will gather them together and they offer them a amount of money. And before you know it, whatever they want to do, they will start doing it. So I believe the masses should stand on their feet and say no with one voice.
Okay.
That is where they are going to work. But if they depend on their king or whatever you call them, that thing will not, the action will not do anything at all.
All right. Thank you very much, AJ, for calling. I'll take one call and then go to WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello, Maryann. My name is Solomon.
Solomon, go ahead.
Yes. So I want to speak on this Ogoni matter. I'm from Ogoni. I lived there from childhood to 18. So, you see, in the days when Kensaru was doing those things, I was there. The issue in that place is that they've gathered politicians. The government is not seriously interested in developing Ogoni land. In 1992-93, when we did even share scholarship for oil-producing community, I'm from Gokana, from Bodo precisely.
Ah, lovely.
It was only one person from the entire Gokana that got the one for oil-producing community. And the reason he got it is that his uncle used to work in Shell then. So this is the hypocrisy we are talking about. The university is good, but they have to develop that place sincerely. The road from from Port Harcourt to Ogoni is still there. 2021, we were there to bury my mother. They've not done anything to that road. Yep. It is now they want to just gather some politicians. What has Wike got to do with Ogoni? They didn't do anything for the Ogonis. So they will gather some of them and soon gather some chiefs. If Tinubu is serious about it, which I believe he should be, then he should go around that place. Healthcare is in very poor state. People die with the list of diseases. And many Ogoni people are highly educated. As of 1992, when I'm telling you, there are so many people there who have master's degree. Okay. So the government is not very serious. What happens in River State is that they connive with the federal government, pick some of the worst from the place, put them sometime in either House of Reps or Senate, fill their pockets. There's a man that used to
I'm sorry, because of time, I have to let you go because of time. Thank you so much, Solomon, for calling. It's an interesting conversation that we're having here. Unfortunately, you have very little time. So I want to go to YouTube and read some of the messages on our live stream, and also I'd like to read some of the messages that are coming in on WhatsApp. Let me go to WhatsApp quickly. This one here says, this is just a replica of what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Can't we disconnect from the British? They are all behind this. This is from SB. We're now blaming the British. This one says, it's unfortunate that the government of Nigeria has not been fair to Ogoni people. Apart from being given political appointments, I want to advise the people of Ogoni to insist that Ogoni land must be cleaned up completely before any exploration can start. They should not be deceived with university. This is Taiwo from Ejigbo. Ayo here says, thank you to Mr. Celestine Akpobari. How can Ogoni be cleansed with blood and the blood will not flow with oil? Also, I don't see any feasibility of Ogoni State as for now. Okay, thank you very much. This one says, instead of addressing the problem of resource control and restructuring the country to bring justice to the marginalized people, they're just attempting to fool the people with this so-called university and silence the people and continue their wicked and uncaring attitude towards them. I pity anyone falling into this trap. We are wiser than that. Steve Ofere from Ijaniki. Someone says, it's glaring here for all to see except those who deliberately close their eyes what Nigerian government is doing to the Niger Delta people, and this cannot be done to them if their goose was the one that lays the golden egg, whose land, environment, and people have been abused and neglected, but exploring the oil on the soil. I understand that some people in the Niger Delta encourage the government to deal badly with the Niger Delta people, but is government saying they don't know what should have been done? Isn't it the same land that Osibajo flagged up the cleaning of oil pollution? Has it been done now? This is Jeremiah from Ogoni. Back to you, Mr. Akpobari, because we have to go. I have just a few seconds. How many more years or how many more governments will have to come and go for this situation to be dealt with? In 30 seconds, because we got to go.
Well, I think I don't know how many government. What will happen is that if our people want the Niger Delta to be cleaned, their destiny is in their hands. Okay. If they wake up tomorrow morning and shut down all the oil wells in the Niger Delta, that will be it. Because Ogoni will not be clean. Ogoni will not be clean until other parts of Niger Delta are clean. Ogoni is not an island. Yeah. If you clean Ogoni, you don't clean Bayelsa, you don't clean Bonny, you don't clean Okrika and Andoni. The next morning, because
we have to go.
Our water is tied up, it will be polluted.
All right, we have to go. I want to say thank you once again, Celestine Akpobari, for being here on the show and talking to us about the Ogoni struggle. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Step into the light, feel the crowd screaming, see us you bright. There's no comparing.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.